The powdered wigs, the parchments, the promise of we the people. Today we're diving into America's most dysfunctional startup, the Founding Fathers. This is episode 3 in our series on archetypes in iconic groups. And this time we're looking at the men who wrote the manual for freedom while actively ignoring most of the population. Because yes, they gave us liberty, but they also gave us loopholes. And if you think they were unified visionaries, think again. These guys were archetypes on fire, clashing egos, conflicting values, and a whole lot of hubris. Let's meet the crew. Archetypes are universal patterns, psychological roles, the hero, the ruler, the rebel, the sage. We all carry them, but in a group, certain archetypes rise up and play out a shared story. The Founding Fathers, they weren't one voice. They were a cacophony. And that's part of what makes the American experiment so weird, wild, and still unresolved. First President George Washington was the reluctant king of a kingdom he just helped overthrow. He brought order to chaos, ceremony to rebellion. He didn't want power, which of course made everyone trust him with it. The ruler's job is to stabilize, to create systems, and George did just that. Even though he also owned human beings, wore some of their teeth, and helped build a nation where freedom had a footnote. Thomas Jefferson was an idea machine, Enlightenment thinker, architect, inventor, writer. He literally wrote, "All men are created equal," while enslaving over 600 people. The sage archetype thrives on ideals, but Jefferson reminds us how dangerous it is when intellect isn't paired with integrity. He imagined a republic of free thinkers and farmers. He also kept a teenage girl as property. The contradictions? Archetypal whiplash. Alexander Hamilton was hot-blooded, brilliant, and chronically pissed off. He rose from nothing and wanted everything. The hero archetype burns with ambition, and Hamilton's was pure combustion. He built the financial system, fought duels, wrote 1,000,000 pages, and sabotaged himself like a man on fire. He's the hero who forgot that power doesn't equal permanence. Benjamin Franklin was the meme king of the 18th century. Witty, pervy, clever, strategic. The Jester archetype isn't just comic relief. It's the one who sees the truth through laughter. But Franklin was also a magician. He conjured diplomacy, shaped lightning into legend, and charmed the French into funding a revolution. He's proof that wit can build empires and also gets you into a lot of trouble in Paris. John Adams was honest, unflashy, devoted. He worried a lot about democracy spiraling into chaos. He was the archetypal everyman, duty-driven, underappreciated, loyal to his principles even when it cost him popularity. He was also a bit of a martyr, prone to long letters and moral lectures. But he reminds us, sometimes the soul of a republic is carried by the ones who aren't featured on our currency. Could these men have imagined America in 2025? A country teetering between freedom and farce, equality and entropy? A nation full of billionaires, influencers, school shootings, and reality TV demagogues? No. And also yes, because when you build a system on competing archetypes, the story never stays clean. Washington wanted order. Hamilton wanted progress. Jefferson wanted liberty, for some. Franklin wanted fun. Adams wanted structure. They didn't finish the story. They started it. And here we are, still writing the next act. When we look at history through archetypes, we stop thinking in binaries. We stop asking, were they good or bad? And start asking instead, what roles were they playing? and who's playing those same roles now, because archetypes don't die, they evolve. So which archetype do you think is most dangerous in modern America? The ruler who craves control, the rebel without a plan, the sage lost in theory? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button if you want more archetypes, more revelations, and yes, more mess. Until next time, remember, you're not just living in a country, you're also living in a story. Make sure you know your role.